Okay, so in this problem, we're gonna combine line terms just like in the previous one, but this one is in particular. Notice how one side has 3 terms, and 2 of them are actually like terms. So we're gonna go ahead and start with these, right? In the last one, there was only 1 on each side. So right here, 6 minus 8. So remember, 6 is smaller, so you cannot take away 8 from 6. So your answer is going to be -2, right? Because this is smaller. And when you take 8 from that, you go on to the negative side. So we have -2x plus 2. And then now we have, write everything else down. And now we're going to go ahead and move everything. This is back like the previous problem, right? So now, remember we said that the variables are going to go to the left-hand side, and the numbers are going to go to the right-hand side, alright? So you can do either one. You can move the number first or the variable first. So I'm going to just move the variable. So I'm going to go ahead and add 2x. Why am I adding? Because remember, just like the previous one, we're doing the opposite of the operation. So because this one's negative, we do positive 2x. We add 2x on both sides. So then now this cancels, and -4 plus 2. So if you start -4 and then you add 2, you're gonna get -2x. Hopefully you know how I got this. If not, let's say this is the number line, and then right here we have 0, -1, -2, -3, -4, right? So this is where we're starting at -4, and then we're going to add 2. We're going to add 2, so we're going to jump twice. Where do we land? At -2. That's how I got this, right? So hopefully you don't have to draw the picture. You're more than capable of doing it in your head. And if you're not, you can always just draw a little sketch on the side, right? There's nothing. Eventually you do it in your head. Super easy. So now right here, we're going to move the 6 on the other side. So in order to move the 6, it's a positive, so I'm going to subtract 6 on both sides. Subtract 6, now we have -2x equals, and then what's 2 minus 6? The same thing. 2 is a positive, it's smaller, so take away 6. It's going to start at 2, and then you're going to jump 6 times backwards, right? So then there's a 1, 0, there's a -1, -2, -3, and -4. Right, these are negatives. It's very hard to draw on the tablet. But yeah, so we have -4. So now, I'm going to erase this scratch work. So now we have -2x equals -4. Right, so we're not going to add. See, a lot of students, they try to do this. Oh, you just add. Nope, that's wrong. Why don't you add? Remember, you always do the opposite of the operation. So right here, what is the 2 and the x doing? They're multiplying each other. So what's the opposite of multiplication? Division. So we're going to divide both sides by -2. We want to divide it exactly by what that number is. Alright, hopefully that's not confusing. So x equals -4 divided by -2 is +2. So that's how they got +2. Alright, this one was fairly simple. The tricky part was that last part, right? Where you don't add by 2, you divide by -2, right? So hopefully you understood this one. Now, just to be sure that we're on the same page, I want you to do a very simple one for me. Right here. I want you to tell me, do you add 3, or do you subtract 3, or do you multiply by 3, or what do you do? Divide by -3? What do you do? Right? So remember I said that a lot of students, they want to add 3. That's wrong. Right? You're gonna divide by -3. Why do we divide by -3? Because that's the opposite of multiplication, multiplying -3 times x. Alright, so this cancels, and you're left with x equals 6 divided by -3 is -2. Alright, So now, moment of the truth. I'm gonna go ahead and give you one. So let's go ahead and do this one. 5 plus 10 equals, let's say, negative 5 plus 2x. No, can't make it 2x. Has to be negative 4x, positive 4x. Yep. So go ahead and try this one. And pause the video right here, and hopefully you get it right. All right. Alright, so now that you've already done the problem on your own, right, now we're going to go ahead and combine like terms. So the first thing we're going to do, we're going to move the variables to the left hand side and the numbers to the right hand side. So right here we're going to subtract 4x, subtract 4x. So right here we get 1x plus 10 equals negative 5. So right here, how do we move this on this side? We have to subtract 10, subtract 10. Now we have 1x equals negative 15. So now we divide by 1, or we can just 1 times x is just x, right? So this one can go, because 1 times x is just x. So hopefully you got negative 15. Right, hopefully you got negative 15. And let's go ahead and try the next problem.